Judge Judy, 10 fakest things about the show, according to cast, crew, and litigants. Despite being a fun and popular daytime television series that lasted decades, there has always been questions about whether Judge Judy is real. The star of the show was always the judge herself, Justice Judy Scheindlin. The beloved courtroom show came to a close in 2021, but it quickly made a comeback as Prime Video's Justice Judy. Judge Scheindlin handles small claims on the show as litigants are brought on cases that rarely scratch the $2,000 mark. The judge is world famous, and she's one of the highest paid TV hosts ever, as Judge Judy made $147 million in 2017 alone. As the recognizable TV legend continues to make headlines by entertaining on her show, some aspects of her series have come into question. The show bills itself as a reality show that is a real representation of a courtroom, but some people associated with the show have made statements to the contrary. Not everything is truly as it seems in the courtroom of Judge Judy. Even after the original series has ended and continues to be successful with reruns, the questions about what is real on Judge Judy persist. Between some participants being hired, Bailiff Bird being an actor, and some cases being fictional, the answer is complicated. While the name of the show suggests that the duties being performed are that of a judge, the actual proceedings aren't things that would happen at a courthouse. Judge Judy is a certified judge, but she performs the role of an arbitrator on the show. An essay from the official website of the American Bar Association outlines this, as the procedures on the show are ones of an arbitrator, an unbiased third party used by two people who have a dispute but do not want to go through a lengthy court case to resolve it. However, her decisions are enforced and Judy has real authority to decide the outcome. Judge Judy is not filmed in a courthouse. The studio set adds a convincing authenticity. Another misleading element of the series is the courtroom setting, which adds an authentic feel, but is not real. Much like other reality productions, the series was entirely filmed in a studio lot, as listed on Litigants, the official website run by the show's production team. The set crew did a fantastic job at replicating a real courtroom, as the set truly makes the viewer believe the show takes place in a courtroom. With other shows, both fiction and non-fiction, having also designed a fake court set, the Judge Judy set is one of the more convincing fakes shown on television. Judge Judy is not filmed in New York. The show offers misleading clues to its location. Further expanding on the courtroom setting being fake, the location of it is also misleading. Judy Scheindlin was born and raised in New York City, which is also where she got her start as a judge. The opening credits feature stock footage of the city, and a state flag sits behind Judy. Despite evidence leading toward the series being in New York, it's actually on the other coast. Also listed on Litigants is the studio address, which is on Sunset Boulevard. Judy lives on the East Coast but flies to California to film. Indeed, her New York attitude is one of the winning aspects of Judy's personality, and the show is likely more than willing to embrace that. The Judge Judy audience isn't a standard courtroom audience. The typical courtroom audience is made up of people related to the case. It may not come as a surprise that the courtroom gallery is also not a real courtroom audience. Normally, a courtroom is filled with aspiring lawyers and judges, families of those on trial, witnesses, a jury, or people awaiting litigation. In the Judge Judy courtroom, though, a different crowd attends. A WDR article featuring interviews with the cast and crew of the show revealed that the audience is mostly paid extras. The majority of them are aspiring actors, with a very small segment being fans of the show. In one amusing moment in the show's history, comedian Amy Schumer was once in the Judge Judy audience. Some Judge Judy cases are fake. Litigants have lied about their cases to appear on the show. Trying to understand Judge Judy's realness is complicated, as the disagreements and cases being heard are mostly real. While the majority of the cases are legitimate, some not-so-legitimate ones have gotten through. In an interview with Vice, a litigant named Jonathan, who appeared on the show in 2010, made a jaw-dropping revelation. His case, which was described as him getting drunk and belligerent and then smashing a TV and killing a pet cat, was completely fabricated. He and some friends made it up for some money. Litigants are paid for their appearance, a free trip to Leh, and a lifelong story to tell. The Judge Judy production pays all awards. The stakes of the show are lower than they seem. Most Judge Judy cases end with a decision that has one party getting compensated in cash. The losing side having to pay the winner adds intrigue and seriousness to the show, as the two litigants really have something at stake. While the winner does get paid, where it comes from isn't the obvious answer. According to Distractify, the production crew pays out any monetary rewards that the judge awards. This is a perk to get people to agree to appear on the show. Since Judge Judy requires minimal expenses outside of Judy's high salary, a minuscule production budget allows for a large budget dedicated to paying these fees for the litigants. The Judge Judy participants don't apply to be on the show. While it's made to look like the litigants applied beyond Judge Judy, just as is the case with any other show like this, that isn't the case at all. According to Radar Online, the production teams look through small claims courts for odd cases that have potential and then headhunt the litigants. They then send a letter from the production crew, explaining that not only do the defendants not have to pay any of the fees if they appear on Judge Judy, as those are paid with the production budget, but it's an all-expenses-paid trip to Los Angeles for them too. Judge Judy can be overturned. Limitations have been put on what Judge Judy can award. Despite the memorable Judge Judy open credits sequence claiming that all rulings are final, that isn't always the case. Participants are forced to sign a waiver before their appearance that Judge Judy's decisions are final, but in extreme cases, they have been overruled. In 2000, a New York family court overruled one of her decisions, claiming that she ruled on an issue over which the television judge did not have jurisdiction. The case, which is outlined in American Lawyers Media, asserted that as an arbitrator, she had no right to award things such as visitation and custody rights, which she happened to do in order to resolve this case. Judge Judy is briefed on cases before filming. The questions Judge Judy asks the litigants are genuine questions that help her reach an informed decision on what the punishments should be, but that isn't where she gets all of her information. Producers help Judy reach a fair decision by giving her some info beforehand. In the Television Academy interview, Judy explained that she gets a basic outline of the details of her upcoming litigations at the start of the day. Considering real arbitrations can take much longer than they do on the show, this studying helps Judy come to quick and rational decisions. Judge Judy and bailiff Bird are strictly work friends. An underrated aspect of the series is the relationship between Judy and the courtroom bailiff, Petrie Hawkins Bird. A bailiff is someone who keeps order in the court if things get too out of hand. Bird has been with Judy throughout the entire series, but their wholesome relationship is apparently strictly business. Bird told the LA Times in a 2012 interview that we have a good working relationship and we have friends in common, but we travel in different circles. We're diametrically opposed on some issues. They get along exceptionally well in the courtroom, so hearing that the two aren't as close comes as something of a disappointment.